Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.
All right, guys, we need to revisit the Paul Pelosi and David DePape incident. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video where NBC actually came out and they put out a story about Paul Pelosi was actually the one that opened the door and then walked back in towards David DePape. However, guys, NBC actually ended up retracting that story. They're the one that actually put this out. And the reporter now that actually said this, and a whole bunch of channels on YouTube were actually covering this, it was starting to get all over the media. But all of a sudden, NBC took the story down. They retracted it. And now, guys, the reporter from NBC got suspended. Here we go. Over here on Outkick. NBC suspends reporter over Paul Pelosi reporting. And the guy's name is actually Miguel Almaguer. The man is pretty much not been seen. And there's a bunch of questions, folks. But let's go ahead and read this. NBC has suspended Today Show correspondent Miguel Almaguer over a now retracted report about the attack on Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. According to the Daily Beast, the network is investigating Almaguer's reporting on the events that left Paul Pelosi with a fractured skull. He has not appeared on the network since his initial report. And that happened about 2 weeks ago. Nowhere to be found. Now I'm wondering if the higher-ups in the Democrat Party wanted NBC to actually do something. I'm just questioning. I don't know for certain on that. On November 4th, Almaguer suggested that Paul knew the intruder and then opened the door for him. Quote, after a knock and announce, the front door was opened by Mr. Pelosi. The 82-year-old did not immediately declare an emergency or try to leave his home, but instead began walking several feet back into the foyer towards the assailant and away from police, Almaguer said. It's unclear if the 82-year-old was already injured or what his mental state was, sources says. The network scrubbed the clip from its website shortly after it appeared. Quote, the piece should not have aired because it did not meet NBC News reporting standards, the network wrote in a message replacing the article. I wonder if NBC still believes in the Russia collusion thing. Just asking. NBC has not commented on the matter beyond the above note. The silence has puzzled network insiders, with some believing executives squashed the reporting from going against the mainstream narrative, according to a Fox News follow-up. Quote, a former senior NBC News executive who worked with Almaguer believes the network needs to explain what's going on. Yeah, they need to. They absolutely need to. Says this, quote, NBC News must be more transparent with its viewers about this era. Who wrote Miguel's script? Who approved the script? Are he and his producers suspended during an internal investigation? NBC's silence on this matter speaks volumes. NBC owes it to its audience to be truthful and not cover this up. That's a good point right there. But I don't know if you're actually going to get answers on this. Outkit then writes, all valid questions, and there are more. What part of Almaguer's report did not meet the standards at NBC? All of it? Does NBC have standards? I highly doubt it. If so, when do they apply? Obviously, not that often. Moreover, did the negative Twitter reaction to Almaguer, such as critics suggesting he was downplaying the attack, force the network's hand? Did someone in power from Washington influence NBC's decision to retract the report and subsequently suspend Almaguer? That's what I'm probably thinking. But like I said, I do not know. Has NBC verified that Almaguer obtained false information? On that account, how did the information ever make it onto the airwaves? Does NBC not vet sourcing? Now, I'm not a pro on what actually goes on in these studios, but I'm pretty sure that there's quite a few things and steps that actually have to go through before actual news is broken on the air. Now, we know that NBC and all these other media, big media, they have agendas out there. We know that. But if you look at his report, it really did not paint the Pelosi's in a very, very good light. It definitely seemed like he knew David the Pape from that report. And I'm pretty sure that NBC, I'm willing to bet the source is probably legitimate, but there was probably a whole bunch of backlash, especially since midterms were around there. Hey, guys, crush this. We can't run with this. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know for sure, folks. But, man, Miguel Almaguer has to fall on the sword. He's suspended. Will he actually keep his job? I don't know, guys. I really, really do not know. But nobody has seen him in a couple of weeks. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.